Hey everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. In today's video, we will learn how to create a drop-down menu using HTML and CSS. Our drop-down menu will showcase different topics related to web development. So let's get started. Here we have a div element with a class container. There is another div element with a class menu. Inside the menu div, we have a button element with a class of toggle. Here it displays the text topics. Next we have another list element with the class of list that will hold the drop-down menu items. Next we have a list item with the class list. Each list item represents a topic related to web development. The style attribute with delay 0.2 second applies a custom CSS variable for anonymity. Similarly, there are three more list items for backend, full stack, and database, each with a different delay value for animation. Now let's add CSS. Here we have a HTML element. The box sizing is set to border box and the font family is set to sans serif. Now let's add schedule element. Here the box sizing is set to inherit and the margin and the padding is set to 0. Now let's style the container. Here the height is set to 100 ph, ensuring it covers the entire screen. Background color is set to dark grayish color. Display is set to flex. Justify content and align item is set to center. And the padding top is set to 80 pixels so that it creates some space between the top of the screen. Now let's style the menu. Here the display is set to grid. Grid template row is set to 40 pixel maximum content. And the gap is set to 10 pixels so that it between the row and of the grid. Now let's style the toggle button. Here the all is set to unset. Background color is set to dodger blue. Color is set to white. Width is set to 150 pixels. Padding is set to 10 pixels. The font weight is set to 700 so that it makes bold. The display is set to flex so that it allows the content to be fixed. Justify content is set to space between so that it aligns the button content with space. Align item is set to center and the border radius is set to 5 pixels. The cursor is set to pointer. Next we have schedule element of toggle. Here the content is set to empty. Width and height is set to 6 pixels. Here the border width is set to 0, 3 pixel and 3 pixel and 0 so that it creates a triangular shape. Border style is set to solid. Transform is set to rotate 45 degrees so that it rotates the shadow element 45 degrees, creating an arrow shape. Transition is set to 0.4 seconds so that it adds a smooth transition. Now let's style the list. Here the background color is set to white. Color is set to dark grey color. List style is set to none so that it removes the default bullet point. Display is set to grid. Grid template row is set to repeat 4 and 40 pixel. Border radius is set to 5 pixel so that it creates round corner. Overflow is set to hidden so that it hides any content. Height is set to 0 and the transition is set to 0.4 seconds so that it adds a smooth transition. Now let's style the list item. Here the display is set to flex. Align item is set to center. Padding left is set to 10 pixel so that it creates space between the arrow and the text. Transition is set to 0.4 second and transform 0.4 second var delay. Transform is set to translate x minus 100 pixels so that it initially moves the list item to 100%. User select is set to none so that it prevents user from selecting the list item. Cursor is set to pointer. Now let's add hover. Here the background color is set to Dodger blue. Color is set to white. Now let's add schedule element. Here the transform is set to rotate 225 degrees. Now let's focus on the toggle button. Here the height is set to 160 pixel. Now let's add list item. Here the transform is set to translate x 0. So that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe my channel for more web development tutorials. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon so you never miss an update.